Today our lesson is fractions. Can you see some geometrical shapes on the board? Right. Now there's a triangle, two circles, a square and two rectangles. Right. Now I am going to color the circle. I shaded the full circle. Then it's a full one. I colored the whole circle. Now what am I going to do here? I divided the circle into two parts. and I colored one part. Out of two, what I did? I divided the circle into two parts. Out of two, I shaded one part. Then here the divisional line, under the line I wrote the number of parts that I have divided. How many parts I have divided the circle into two parts. Out of two I have colored one. Now the parts I have divided, that is number 2, we introduce this as denominator. The parts that I have shaded, that is above the line, we introduce this as numerator. Okay, we'll see. Now here in this square, what I did, I divided it into 4 parts. We'll do it properly. Okay. I divided this square into 4 parts. What I did, I divided this square into 4 parts. Out of 4, see what am I going to do? Out of 4, I shaded 2 parts. Then the number of parts that I have divided, I wrote under the line. That is the numerator. What is the numerator here? Number 4. What are the parts that I have shaded or colored? 2 parts. I wrote it above the line. We call this as the numerator. This is the fraction of this figure. Right. Now we'll color another part in the square. Now what is the fraction here? I have divided the square into 4 parts. That is the denominator. How many parts I have shaded? 3 parts. I have shaded 3 parts. Then the numerator is 3. The fraction is 3/4. We'll see here. This is a rectangle. I divided it into 2 parts. Then I am going to color one part. Then what I did, I divided the rectangle into 2 parts. Out of 2, I colored one. Then this is a fraction. Denominator is 2, numerator is 1. We call this as a half because the full one is here. And I colored half. I divided into 2 and colored half. We call it a half or 1 second. Right. Now here I will show you another way. Now see. With this square, I have divided the square into 4 parts. Out of 4, how many parts are non-colored, non-shaded? How many parts are there in non-shaded? 1 part is numerator is 1 here. I have divided the square into 4 parts. Out of 4, the non-shaded parts are 1. Then this is the fraction. Denominator is 4, numerator is 1. We call this as a quarter. This fraction we call this as a quarter. This fraction we call as a half. Now we'll see. We'll move to this figure here. Look at this figure. We'll count how many parts it has divided. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This figure has divided into 10 parts. Then the denominator is 10. We already know denominator is 10, that is below the line. Then out of 10, I have colored one part. This is a fraction. The fraction is shown according to this figure. Right. Now can you tell me, here this is a fraction. The colored parts, how many colored parts are there? 1. That's a fraction. If I colored 2 parts out of this, can you tell me what will be the fraction? Yes, denominator is 10. Why? Because the figure has divided into 10 parts. Out of 10, how many parts are colored? 2 parts are colored. This is the fraction. Now I am asking another question. Write a fraction according to non-colored, non-shaded parts. This figure has divided into 10 parts. Out of 10, non-shaded parts are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 parts are non-shaded. That is the numerator. Denominator is 10. It is divided into 10. Then the denominator is 10. Numerator is 8. That is non-shaded parts. That is a fraction. Okay. If you are asked to draw a fraction of draw a figure according to this fraction. Can you draw a figure according to this fraction? They are asking you to draw a figure according to this fraction. This is the fraction. Denominator is 10, numerator is 6. Asking you to draw a fraction. Then what are you going to do? You have to divide. Denominator tells you how many parts you are going to divide. Then you have to divide 10 parts. We can take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Denominator is 10. That is correct. Then you have to color 6 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of 10, shaded parts are 6. Numerator is 6. Denominator is 10. This is the fraction according to this figure. Okay. Under the fractions, I think you got a good knowledge. You can subscribe my channel, then you will get other parts under fractions.